Right, good morning. We're in Dunbar Harbour today and it is absolutely gorgeous. Cannot describe to you how lovely a day it is. We're actually fishing here at the edge of the harbour wall. We're going to fish, oh, stuff falling out of pockets. We're going to do some LRF fishing over this edge. So we'll do some LRF fishing over this edge here. See if we can pick up some small coalies and some small pollock in the bottom. Yeah, we'll just see how we get on. Quite a lot of scum in the water. There's a dead bird over there actually. It's a bit of a shame. So we'll drop this down here. This is a 10-gram TicTac jig. Really nice fluttering action. Don't know how well you can see that down there. Caught in the kelp actually. First drop, get caught in the kelp. Not a good sign. You can see how quick the tide's pushing in. We're on one of the biggest tides of the year. Earlier on today the whole basin emptied, which is very unusual for around here. I'm fishing right on the bright sun, so I might end up moving up a wee bit to somewhere that's maybe not quite as bright and fish the other edge. There's often fish here though, so I thought maybe we just have a wee couple of jigs here. Last time I fished this edge, there was a massive cod living in here. I think it's moved off with the big low tide, so this totally emptied on the low tide today, which is very unusual. Really rare to have this whole thing empty. I just realised that the camera behind me can't see me if I move up here. I have a couple more jugs on this edge and then we're going to move. So yeah, H2O rockfish. I'm using the 3 to 15 gram here. I had the 0 to 15 gram rod, but I dropped it. I snapped it by falling on it when I was out rock fishing one day. So I've got the 3 to 15, and the nice thing about the 3 to 15 is it can cast a slightly bigger lure. So this is a 10 gram lure we're using just now. A 10 gram H2O TicTac. One of my favourite lures, the TicTac lure. So we're using the TicTac lure today. And it's one of my favourite lures because of the way it moves in the water. It gives a really nice flutter, but you can also punch it quite far, so we can have a chance at some mackerel down here. Let's go down here and see what we can find. I want to try and fish one of these edges. It's really kelpy just as you come around this corner here. Let's go see what we can find. Looks pretty good. Make sure that can see us. Yeah, that'll be able to see us, I think. Oh man, I didn't expect this. This is not what I expected. As I said, it would have been a great day to get out on the kayak today. My van is in the garage, had its MOT yesterday, and I phoned the boy and I said, listen, I think my MOT will be alright today. And he phoned me back going, you've got no exhaust. How can I have had no exhaust? No exhaust at all. So yeah, caught that one up. So we're fishing. I was going to go for LRF down the edge, but since the tide's so high and the sun is quite so bright, let's just fish this bit out here, and then we'll move around and fish at the inside edge. So why I like rock fishing? Well, there's something really nice about catching the smaller fish that you don't often get a chance at. You can do it in places when there's not as much water. So for example, you know, fishing here on a low tide doesn't really work because there's just not a lot of fish around. But today, one of the biggest tides of the year, a lot of water moving, we can fish with this lighter rod and hopefully try and pick something up. Bit of swell coming in here. Other reasons to fish light rock gear, it's good fun. Something really nice about catching fish on light gear, and you can have a shot at those smaller species. So as I said, you know, the reason we came down here to the harbour today was to fish around the corner, but we're actually going to fish out in this bit just now, just because there's no one here, and there's often mackerel around in here. So we'll see if we can pick up a mackerel on the light rod, because that's a good laugh. You can't beat a mackerel on a... Oh, is that a fish or was that just my drag tubers? Oh, I think I've got... What have I got here? A snag, I think, probably. Make sure my drag's set properly. So we're using 10-pound braid. It's a bit heavier braid than I would like for this, but I don't have any light braid left. So this was just what I had. And I've got mostly metals with me. I do have a couple of plastics. I didn't actually bring out all the plastics just because, to be honest, I didn't think I'd be fishing around here. I thought I'd be fishing in the harbour for the smaller species. Little pollock, little coalfish. But in fact, the fact that I'm getting a shot around here, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to step over here out of this other camera range just for a moment, just so I can get a good back cast. The rocks are quite close. That's a decent cast. Let that flutter to the bottom. So when we're fishing places like this, we've got this 10-gram TicTac lure on, H2O TicTac. I really like the H2O light gear lures. We're just going to draw this in, basically, draw and retrieve, let it flutter. It's a sort of a jigging action, it flutters down. Let's see what we can catch. Oh, there's it. Fish on. Yes, nice, first fish. Hopefully you can see me on the camera and I'm not out of range. It's pretty small, but that's what we're here for. That hit pretty far out actually. Little pollock or little coalfish maybe. Not bad for a first fish. Woo! Shit. That's probably freshwater as well. I know, buddy. I know, you're now in the freshwater. Let's get you out. Whoops. Jenny, you can't believe it's so dead around here. I honestly thought around here would be busy, so I didn't bring stuff to fish around here. I didn't think I'd be fishing here at all. So lots of other ways you can light rockfish. You could use a bit of bait on the bottom of a hook or a bottom of a float, and I actually maybe have some of that in here. Don't have any bait. I think I've got one of the little hook setups that I use. Could set that up. There's some guys fishing. I'm sure they would give me some worm if I asked very nicely. I'd only need like half of one. No, there's maybe a knot there. Something making the water move funny just in front of me. I think that's maybe some sand eel. Let's just get this in and just put that over to those where that disturbance is. It's definitely a disturbance in the water there. It's possible that that disturbance is fish. It could be just a rock under the water. Could be a bit of current. Let that sink to the bottom. It's about 10 meters deep here. 11 meters deep here. This is a 10-gram lure. It's going to take a while. There, fish on. Yes, on the drop. This is a decent fish as well. A much better fish. An inspired cast. Nice. Yes. Better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely a slightly bigger fish than the one we just had. Oh, don't lose it. Come on. It's pretty deep. There it is, I don't know if you can see that. That's never a mackerel. No, it's not. Is it? Wow, it is a mackerel. I am really surprised to see a mackerel come out there. Hey, come down. Listen guys, fishing around the corner. You right, buddy? I'm talking to myself, don't mind me. See, mackerel normally feel like they're really like skittish. And that fish just felt like a pollock. It felt like it was fighting hard, but it didn't feel like mackerel normally feel like you normally feel like you've got like a child that has had too much sugar on, no sense of what it's doing, but just wants to run about like a crazy thing. Yeah, they're there again. I can see them on the surface again. I'll let that sink. Oh, it didn't quite go where I wanted it to. That sink down. Oh, fish off. Oh man. Hoping that oh god, I'm right in amongst all these birds. I wonder if that was maybe a bird going through my line. I hope one of these birds don't try and eat my reel, my lure. That would be a shame. But that's exactly where I was fishing. Yes, fish on. Yes, this is a mackerel this time. I can tell you that. Maybe I will actually take a couple of these. Probably Nicky quickly. I've got a bag in the boot of the car. Nice. Come on. Yeah, you see, like a raging, like a child on too much sugar. Right on the edge of the rocks here. Oh no, is it a mackerel? Maybe not a mackerel this time. No, this one's a big coalfish. Jesus, I can't call my fish today. Oh, another nice fish though. Nope, stay still. Hold on. Oh, you inhaled that one. Another nice fish. And away he goes. Oh dear. Slimy buggers. Need a landing net. Someone wants to recommend a good sized landing net that these ducks go through. I would not say no. Anyone wants to make a recommendation, put in the comments below. A good landing net. I know Slippy Limpets has got a really nice extendable handle thing. I quite like that, whatever that is. Need to have a look at his channel. I'm sure he writes it on what his channel is. But please, if you've got any recommendations for a good landing net, stick them down below. A bunch of guys came around and I wasn't really that bothered about fishing around there. So I've left them to catch the mackerel. They can go mackerel hunting and I'll just go back to trying to pick up little fish on the edge of the wall here. Probably my hat's not in the camera. I never know. So I can see them. There's loads on it. I don't know if that comes out on the camera. This lure might be just a little bit big for these guys. Might have to put on the slightly smaller hook then, which is probably a good thing. I just had a little razor bill or something to try it. I haven't got my lure. Not the aim. Oh, hit it on the way up. I wasn't even watching. Where did that come from? I hope that comes out in the camera. Get out of the kelp. Oh, because you can see how they bury you in the kelp. Oh, I lost it in the kelp there. Came right out from underneath that shelf there. I don't know how well that comes across. Smashed me. That's a decent sized fish. Set the camera back up. I'll put my camera on in case I fall in. How are you? How's your shoulder? Yeah. That's not what I like to hear.
1 minute it feels fine, the next minute I think I actually need to parts a wee bit.
There you go, I got it.
But I mean, how does it end up in the sea? It's weird.
How does it end up in this? Do you want to give me that? Gotta get that can as well, since you're there.
No, it's fine.
You sure? It's not going to fall off? That's fine. Yeah, who knows, eh? Alright, guys. I don't know. It's the way it goes, isn't it? People just, it's probably blown stuff somewhere. I found a big lobster bucket. You know the big lobster buckets with the holes in?
Yeah.
I picked one of those out of the water the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they like?
Right. That's the GoPro dead on my head. Wife's calling me to get home, so some good fish today. I could have probably fished a bit longer. I ended up chatting for much longer than I was supposed to, but a nice wee video, just showing off some of the light rock fishing at the harbour mouth. You know, little pollock, little coalfish, you know, maybe a good mackerel. It's a good way to fish. So, you know, if you are plagued by wind, as we sometimes are on the east coast here, you know, a little light rock fish setup, I've rescued a bucket, gets you sorted. So take care and have a good night, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, as always, please do hit that subscribe button. Most of my content is kayak fishing, but I do some other fishing as well. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. I've just been summoned home. Yes, better go. I'll send you